All right, hello there, and welcome back to the latest edition of 5RoundMMA. My name is Alex Ramirez. Alongside me is Guillermo Cita, Albert Cita. We got an action-packed show for you today. We got Redemption Martial Arts making an appearance on the show. But right now, we have our very special guest, Jason Hendrix, on the line.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Jason?
So, Jason, we're talking a little bit about the actually we're pretty action-packed week. We had three major cards.
Yeah,
starting off the UFC.
This is exactly why we brought in Jason.
Okay.
There's so much going on in the MMA world. We thought we would bring another analyst here who watch World Series of Fighting and MFC. So as far as World Series of Fighting MFC, I think Jason can tell us the highlights and who to look out.
Oh, should we start like days of?
Let's go to
last
UFC.
Wednesday UFC Fight Night. Jason, what did you thought of the Luke Rockhold's performance?
I thought Luke Rockhold came out and did a really good job. I was honestly expecting kind of another boring Luke Rockhold decision. It could have gone either way, I guess, but he came out and just really established himself, and he ended the fight with a body kick, which I haven't seen in maybe ever. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I would ask you guys this. Was this more of Luke Rockhold showing himself as a contender, or more of Costa Philippou showing him that he's not a true top 10 middleweight?
I think Costa Philippou is not a true top 10 challenger in the middleweight division. I think Luke Rockhold I think Luke Rockhold actually needs to step up in competition. You see what happened against Vitor Belfort. That's just a perfect example.
I would like to play
Vitor was his drug issues. That wasn't a legit knockout. Come on now.
I would like to play the latter. I would like to say Luke Rockhold is just that good, and Costa Philippou is kind of in the top.
What do you think, Jason?
I would say that Rockhold is one of the better fighters in the middleweight division, but Philippou I thought was overrated. I mean, who has he really beat?
I mean, he beat Tim Boach. Let's keep it real here.
But let's be honest. The middleweight division is a little bit stacked down more with Gegard Mousasi with Lyoto Machida. So I mean, I think it's a little bit harder of a ladder for what's his name, Luke Rockhold to climb.
And of course, Jason, I like to tell Eric Silva how to do his job. And so what I think he should do... Who?
Joe Silva.
Oh, sorry.
Eric Silva's a fighter. You want to tell Eric Silva how to fight?
I never tell Eric Silva what to do. But Joe Silva, what he should do is... what I think he's going to do...
what's your theory now? What's your Machida theory now?
If Machida doesn't knock out or submit Mousasi... then he fights Luke Rockhold regardless. If he wins, lose, doesn't matter. If he doesn't knock out Mousasi, he faces Luke Rockhold, and then... pretty much, if Luke Rockhold wins, he gets the next shot.
I think you didn't hear the words he said after he beat Costa Philippou. He called out Michael Bisping as well.
Okay,
so I see that more of a possibility.
You want me to give you a laundry list of who called down Michael Bisping?
Yeah, really?
Because it's the whole middleweight division, including Diego Sanchez, bro.
Well, who do you think Michael Bisping should be paired up against? Luke Rockhold?
No, I think he should.
Tim Kennedy.
None. I think you should go with you're right, with Tim Kennedy.
Okay,
it should be Tim Kennedy versus Michael Bisping.
Hey Jay, why is that? Why do you think everybody calls out Michael Bisping?
Aren't you a Michael Bisping fan?
Do they see him as a real if I beat Michael Bisping, I'm gonna get a title shot, or they just don't like the guy?
I think Bisping is just a prick. He doesn't know when to shut his mouth, and he calls people out that he said he could beat Anderson Silva. Now I don't like Anderson Silva, but he would have wiped the floor with him worse than he did for his grip. I mean, Bisping, he writes checks that his fist can't cash, man. He's not a good fighter. He's never really had a real high quality win over any up and coming fighters. He just talks smack. He's like Chael Sonnen, but he can't back it up.
All right, so that's about Fight Night.
Well, just the co-main event, Lorenz Larkin.
Lorenz Larkin lost, but I thought it had more to do with him being worried about that takedown.
Yep.
I think he finally got his offensive going, but a little bit too late. But I think this is a learning experience that he really needs to stop worrying about that takedown and just play his game.
I just think Lorenz Larkin needs to come into the fight saying, "I'm going to establish my game" instead of worrying about the other opponent's game.
Yeah, I was really disappointed. I really like Lorenz Larkin being a local guy here in the Inland Empire fighter. He just looked tentative the whole fight. Like you guys said, he was scared of the takedown. Tavares did not really do any damage whatsoever.
Yeah.
It was just kind of a real slow fight, and Larkin just couldn't get his pace until like the last 30 seconds when he tried to.
Yeah, and he was really giving it to him.
On the UFC card, a couple other guys, TJ Dillashaw looked awesome.
Yeah, of course. He looked really awesome, actually.
That guy.
And he didn't fight no slouch either. The Hulk is a beast. That man is packing.
Mike Easton.
Yeah, Mike Easton. And TJ Dillashaw pretty much wiped the floor with them.
Yeah, and then I know.
Oh yeah, and my boy Yoel Romero.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about.
That was just more like bad refereeing.
I just want to show everybody that I called this. I said Remember, I said it.
I
that
just
he's
think
gonna
Yoel
be in the
Romero
top.
plays around too much, and
Dog, it's
I think technically Derek
Look,
Brunson had him rocked for a little bit.
Jason can fill in on this. It's that Cuban swagger, bro.
Oh, yeah,
That's how the Cubanos. If you see Hector Lombard, he has the same
Swag.
Cubano swagger.
And you got Fidel in your corner, you can't go wrong.
Wow,
that?
Jason.
Anyways, now we can fast forward.
I just think Yoel Romero, if he does stuff like that, like messing around with them, he's gonna get knocked out
It's
himself.
like
I don't think so.
He took a leg kick to the back of the head.
and what happened?
He got lucky. It wasn't someone more higher in the contention.
Yes, I guess we'll jump forward to the weekend now. MSC 39 took place this past Friday.
Yeah.
With a little bit of controversy, I think Tom Galecchio did win his bout against Kurt Southern, but because he was, I think, about
Didn't make weight.
2 pounds over,
Yep.
he wasn't. He didn't win the title. So
Yeah, officially he gets the win, but he doesn't get the title.
yeah, they're gonna have, the two of them are going to meet again in
May.
May. Do you think MSC's cutting Galecchio a break there, like not giving him another rematch and like actually going through with the fight?
Not really, because if you watch, I don't know if you guys watched the fight, but
Yeah.
Galecchio pretty much dominated from start to finish. He hit the rear naked choke to finish, and I think it was the second round, and he looked better than Southern, which I was surprised, pretty much from start to finish. And 2 pounds, I mean, realistically, they're both probably walking around about the same weight, so
Yeah.
it's really not that big of a difference when you think about it. And Galecchio just pretty much dominated the whole fight.
So it's pretty much just like a clear cut winner next time.
Yeah, and I think he's going to win again. I like Southern better, but I think the Galecchio just kind of has Southern's number, to be honest.
Yeah. Also, our last week's guest Gilbert Smith defeated Jason South over unanimous decision. So
I saw on Twitter a lot of people saying Gilbert Smith should be deserving of a title shot
Yeah.
already, and just with one.
He wasn't. It was an impressive win, but I mean, who's Jason South? I mean, come on.
yeah, he's 0-2 now in the MFC.
I don't
so.
even think he had a.
Well, before that, he was undefeated.
short.
Yeah. So yeah. I know the main event too. The world heavyweight title, Anthony Hamilton. I think a lot of people surprised that he took Daryl Schoonover to the distance, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people give Titties not much of a chance, but I guess.
I really thought Hamilton was going to knock him out in the first 30 seconds, but Schoonover did a pretty good job, keeping some distance between the two. The best part of the fight for me was when your earlier guest, Redemption MMA, when Schoonover came out, he had their shirt on, and it said, rise up against bullying. So
Yeah.
that was the best part of the fight for me, because other than that, it sucked.
Well, what do you think of Anthony Hamilton in general? Do you think
There's no chance he could compete against even the worst heavyweight in the UFC.
You don't think so?
He is a Jackson Martial Arts.
Yeah.
He's out of Jackson MMA, so he's
Hey,
training with
that-
guys like John Jones and all that.
Let's say he faces Czech Congo. What do you think?
Well, Chicago's in Bellator.
I know,
Yeah.
but I'm saying as far as where is
Okay,
he at?
so
in-
if
in
you're saying like the worst heavyweight in MMA, so what? I mean UFC, so what? Pat Barry maybe?
yeah, Pat Barry.
Pat Barry would knock Anthony Hamilton out straight up.
wow.
Seriously.
Skyscraper?
Because he doesn't hit. It doesn't seem like he hits all that hard, to be honest. And his wrestling's not all that great. I mean, he didn't. I wasn't impressed.
Let's see how hard he hits you, Jason.
Yeah, I know. That's the first thought that came through my head. I was
I'm not
like, I
trying to
want to see
get
Jason
paid to
take a
get
punch
hit.
from Anthony Hamilton.
And to wrap things up, of course, we had the World Series of Fighting. Real quick, other than the main event, did you see any other fighters that you think we should know, we should put on our
Well,
list?
you sent out
Yeah.
a tweet to everybody, didn't you?
I did. I sent out a tweet. It's
Yeah.
pretty much Tyrone Sponge is
Yep.
talking with Quentin Rampage Jackson.
Ooh.
And
Yep.
this is not friendly Twitter talk we're talking about. This is Rampage giving out his phone number to Tyrone Sponge to meet him at a back alley in front of his house, wherever he wants, and to get this fight between World Series of Fighting versus Bellator.
Here's the thing, though. Let's be honest. I love Rampage, but he's been looking for headlines any way he can. He tried to beat up a bouncer at some club because he touched his girlfriend's ass or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, and he's actually has he put on Instagram about his new iPhone case or his new phone case, and then he at the same time he bashed Reebok for not treating him right. And I mean, like, in reality, even if the sponsorship didn't treat you right, you shouldn't bash a sponsor
Exactly.
because that doesn't encourage them to sponsor, because then you're gonna badmouth them once they leave you or something.
Right? Yeah. No. You know what? Rampage is just looking for headlines. Sponge will literally kill him.
Also, a highlight from that night was Anthony Johnson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Knocked out
Mike
Mike Kyle.
Kyle.
Pretty vicious knockout.
Let me-
But also, you sent out a tweet yesterday, Jason. Who did you say the whole MMA world should look out for? Yeah,
Justin Gaethje.
I think Jason put somewhere like lines. He put every light heavyweight on notice, even the UFC. So
Wow.
that's how highly you think of Gaethje.
Yeah, I'm normally not that impressed like by the lightweights coming out because there's so many of them and they all kind of do the same thing. But this guy is vicious, and he came out and he threw a flying knee with 3 seconds into the fight, and then he just brought it to this guy that he fought. And at one point, if you guys go back and watch the fight, if you go back and watch, he's actually telling the ref to stop the fight because he doesn't want to beat the guy anymore.
Wow.
That's right up your alley, right, Albert?
Yeah, I love that.
Who show off a little bit.
And it wasn't like he was trying to be a jerk. He was literally concerned for the guy's safety.
I like the worst.
I like him too now.
Yeah, I'm telling you, check it out. It was a good fight. The whole card was pretty good. Just real quick, Cody Bollinger, local fighter, also he beat Tyson Nam. Which
Were you impressed?
Unfortunately, wasn't the greatest fight, but I did hear later on that Bollinger was fighting with a broken rib.
Oh wow.
Wow. All right, before we let you go, Jay, who do you got on this upcoming UFC card? Benson Henderson or Josh Thomson?
Probably going to go with Josh Thomson. I think Benson Henderson is extremely overrated, to be honest.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Only beat Frankie Edgar, which who cares?
So you think Gilbert Melendez beat Benson Henderson?
I think he did.
Oh, wow.
You think you think Josh Thomson has a shot at Anthony Pettis then?
I think he has a shot to fight him, but Anthony Pettis is going to beat everybody and anybody.
Let me ask you this: if Benson Henderson wins, does he get Showtime Anthony Pettis again?
I don't think he should. I think he has to maybe fight one more guy. Maybe I don't know who another guy would be.
But if Josh Thompson wins, he gets automatically Anthony.
That's a given.
He beat Nate Diaz. He deserves a title shot.
Wow.
And with that, we're going to go.
With that said, we have an amazing interview coming up. So stay tuned, and we'll see you after break.
Yep.
Please visit FiveRoundMMA.com on our social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. FiveRoundMMA.com.
All right, joining us now on the 5-Round MMA hotline is Redemption Martial Arts' own Mark Shabaker. Hey, Mark, I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with us. Really appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having us, man. I appreciate it.
So, I wanted to inform my audience member, what is Redemption Martial Arts?
You know, we're an organization. We're a non-profit charity. We basically formed as a foundation, and really our movement is the Rise Up Against Bullying movement. We exist to bring awareness to bullying and also to provide solutions for people to get help with dealing with bullying, mostly in a verbal sense. Really our target market is the martial arts community.
Hi, Mark. This is Guillermo. I just want to ask you, how do you get involved with your organization?
You know, there's a couple ways to do it. Right now, the biggest thing we can do is get people, spreading the message a little bit. So we ask people to visit our website, which is redemptionmartialarts.com. You can sign up. We'll say join Team RMA, and you just put in your email and get on our newsletter. There's also links for all of our social media like Twitter and other avenues where you can get on and see what's going on, and also follow some of our ambassadors that are out there a little bit and in their careers. We're really pleased with some of the people we've brought on board.
Going back to using MMA as a form of anti-bullying, can you let us know how the MMA community has responded to this type of angle you guys have approached? Maybe some MMA fighters or how they have responded?
I was really pleased. I think when we first started this, we were looking to maybe be a little bit more like of a regional presence, and it kind of exploded a little bit. And I think it's because, when I first started this with some other folks, we thought, a lot of people are sending this message, but I don't think anybody really, united the martial arts community. So when we got started, we were really amazed at how approachable a lot of the UFC fighters and some of the other folks were to embracing the movement. And I think that's what makes the martial arts community really special and really unique, is that everybody's still really approachable and really open to doing things for a good cause. So we just had an amazing response so far.
Yeah, Mark, so what is about the martial arts community and martial arts as a whole, MMA, whether it be MMA or any type of martial arts, that as you guys using this as an avenue to spread anti-bullying? And people think about MMA, they think it's a violent sport, or martial arts, more self-defense, but how can MMA help anti-bullying?
I think because of the popularity. And one of the things that we've come across is not only have a lot of the fans been affected by bullying or witnessed it, but I found that a lot of the people that are either martial arts practitioners or just study the arts or MMA fighters, a lot of them got bullied at one point. I mean, it's been amazing. You see some of these people that I wouldn't even want to step into a ring with. And, when I start engaging them, they tell me that, hey, they were bullied when they were younger. So, and with the rising popularity, there's just such a broad audience out there. So everybody just thinks we're talking to people that are actually fighting. But, for every, person that's actually involved in the arts, there's, thousands of fans, so it's really a great target audience for us. Yeah.
And people don't usually realize that there is like almost an honor code in every martial arts, right?
There is, yeah, there really is, and it's really to stand up, for other people. And you kind of, it does seem like a violent sport, but I think that's why we watch it, because people train so hard to conduct it. But for the most part, there's a lot of honor within that. I mean, you're not gonna, you see some acting going on when people are, like Ronda Rousey and stuff, trying to play it up like they don't like each other. But for the most part, there's a lot of honor, and I don't think anybody really gets pleasure out of hurting anybody. It's just about the victory. And when I go into most gyms or dojos, you're under a little bit of a blanket of protection there, because people don't want to tolerate that kind of behavior, and that's for a lot of reason why people are involved in the arts.
Wow.
And then you guys actually have a good set of merchandise. Can you just explain your merchandise for the people and how it helps you guys out?
Yeah, so we have a store on there, and there's some wristbands and stickers, patches for people's gis or shorts, and then our T-shirt really is what we sell the most. And we're not a clothing company. Really what we exist for is to market and to do to provide grants for people that need some training in their schools or locations. But the merchandise helps us fund that. And honestly, when people are purchasing a shirt, it all goes right back to the charity. And then we also provide a lot of shirts for some some of the UFC fighters and people like that to kind of get the message out there. So it's really just sort of a word of mouth, out there. So every shirt really helps us out, but we're definitely not a clothing company, that's for sure.
I also noticed you have anti-bullying clinics and seminars. When can we expect the next clinic or seminar?
We're trying to partner, and I won't open my mouth, which sometimes I do as a promoter sometimes, but we're hopefully starting a new partnership with a group that really conducts a lot of a lot of us are trained in verbal judo and for youth, which is a great program. I teach it within my martial arts practice, but we don't necessarily have the staff to go out and do it everywhere. So we're going to partner with an organization here pretty soon. That's why we've held off a little bit, where their expertise is to send people out and provide training packets. So hopefully we'll have an announcement in the coming month on that, where people can actually click on our website and get resources and also bring in a team to do training. And we're going to, as we get a little more funding in here, we're going to be setting up a grants page where people can apply to basically, get a grant to have that training or the resources provided to them if they can't afford it. So, look for some news in the coming month or two.
Looking forward to it. Also, you mentioned it earlier, just right now before, verbal self-defense. Can you just break that down? What exactly is that to audience knows? And so actually we know too.
Yeah, really what it is everybody thinks about like the martial arts and dealing with bullies as beating them up. And in reality, I've seen black belts bullied. It's really a psychological issue more than it is even. I think it's great to train and have confidence to be prepared for it. But in reality, having a physical confrontation isn't the answer. Mm-hmm. So verbal self-defense really is preparing people with a repertoire when they get a verbal assault from somebody. It can range from humor to a polite threat to enlisting people around them, and it's really sort of a block and duck, just like we would in a martial arts if we got attacked, but verbally, and it's hopefully kind of moving that bully down the road to the next thing, and without insulting them or threatening them or showing that you're worked up. It's giving somebody some armor to move past it, and it works. It really does. People just don't know how to do it, and as I travel around a little bit without getting too long-winded, I find a lot of practitioners, even when I go into their facilities, they're great teachers, but some of them don't know how to, they say have kids come to them about bullying and they don't know what to do. So we're out here to try to help bridge that gap a little bit.
Now, I can even think too, people misconception that bullying goes on just in elementary schools and high schools, but also a lot of adults are susceptible to bullying as well in the workplace. So I think that verbal defense could come a lot handy to adults, especially in the workplace where you're not, you're being confronted by somebody, but you don't want to lose your job over it, right?
Absolutely. And that happens more than you can imagine. There's just a lot of people out there that get picked on for whatever their ailments are. We have people. It just breaks my heart to see there's people that are getting bullied because they're in a wheelchair or have a disability or overweight. And so when we started this, we were thinking it was going to be more of a youth movement, but it's actually turned out to be more of an adult movement.
That's great stuff. Right, we'll let you go, Mark. I want to take the time. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us. But one more time before we let you go, how can people contribute and donate to Redemption Martial Arts?
You can visit us at redemptionmartialarts.com. You can click on our store link and purchase a T-shirt. You can click our donate now button. All the money goes into a nonprofit account and is used 100% for funding grants. And certainly sign up for our newsletter at by clicking on Join Team RMA, and we'll send out stuff every couple of weeks from our ambassadors and interesting letters. So we hope everybody signs up. We really appreciate you having us on, and I hope we can get some of our ambassadors to call in and take part in your program too.
That's great, Mark. We're looking forward to it. Hopefully we can help you guys out in the future, and this is a movement we believe in, and we're here 100% for you, Mark.
Thanks, guys. You have a great day, and good luck with everything.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Please visit FiveRoundMMA.com on our social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. FiveRoundMMA.com.
All right, so this weekend, UFC on Fox 10, Henderson versus Thompson. That's Benson Henderson, not Dan Henderson.
Live from Chicago, Saturday,
Josh
January
Thomson.
25th.
This is originally scheduled supposed to be Anthony Pettis defending his title for the first time. But, of course, knee problems, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he get meniscus?
I think so. Oh, yeah.
Plagued by injuries.
My question to you guys, is CM Punk going to walk out with one of the fighters?
I don't think so.
No, they tried this before, and there were just too much issues. Vince said this, Dana said that, then they both said nah.
Then I think Brock Lesnar was supposed to show up, but he didn't show up, and all this stuff.
It's a big schmoz, right?
Yeah, but it's a pretty good card, actually.
Yeah,
along
it
with
is.
the main event, we have I want to point
Well,
out
we
Bruce
have
Leroy.
we have a couple of prelim fights that are kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the biggest one is the Bruce Lee versus Sergio Pettis.
Alex Caceres.
Yeah, and then you have Eddie Wineland fighting as well on the
Yeah.
prelims.
Mhm.
You also have Darren Cruikshank, so it's pretty entertaining.
against Mike
prelims.
Real, two former guests of ours.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like Gabriel Gonzaga, Stipe. Is your boy Stipe
Well,
Miocic?
Oh, I like Stipe. Albert likes Gabriel Gonzaga.
Remember,
So it's mixed emotions. Right
So
this
who do you
one.
got? Who do you got?
Yep.
A little bet going on here? Or
I
what?
got Gonzaga making his redemption story.
Yeah.
Everybody loves the redemption story.
I got Mikocic winning this and stepping up on that.
Continuing his
Yeah,
winning
heavyweight.
ways.
I mean, he had a little loss here that kind of messes up his undefeated streak. But I think with this victory, I think he propels to the talks of the higher
Of Travis Brown.
Yes, the Travis Brown.
Hey, if Travis Brown can do it, Stipe can
Hey,
do it.
thank you. That's my point.
I agree. and if Travis Brown could do it, Gabriel Gonzaga could do it.
That's a good point. Hey, that's a good point. But I think the main thing I want to say about this card is obviously this is it kind of sucks for Josh Thomson because he was
Yes, it does.
a title shot. Now he has to face a guy who lost to the champion.
And still ranked number 1, isn't he?
Yeah, above him. So it's kind of like if he loses the title shot. But if he
Yes.
wins, like it's almost like just a fight just for fight's sakes, right?
Yeah.
So he has a lot to lose, but really nothing much to gain.
But
right?
regardless, my point to this is if Josh Thomson were to fight Anthony Showtime Pettis
Yeah.
and he beat him, he's still going to fight Benson Henderson.
Yeah,
True.
this matchup was going to come regardless.
Yeah.
Win or lose to
Okay.
Anthony Pettis, I thought.
So I know people are talking about Benson Henderson just lost to Anthony Pettis. So if he win or lost, does he? I mean, the winner or loser of this match, does Benson Henderson deserve a title shot after he beats
Benson Henderson deserves the title. Benson Henderson will not get a title shot.
So if he beats what if he beats Josh Thomson decisively, knocks him out?
Decisively, no matter what, we will not see a rematch, not in the foreseeable future,
Not
unless
as,
Benson
long,
Henderson.
not as long as Anthony Pettis holds the belt.
Yes, or unless we see Benson Henderson beat one more high contender. So and then he'll get Anthony Showtime Pettis. I think it's too soon. People will not buy the pay-per-view, and that's the point of view of
Well,
UFC.
I'll take
That's
it.
if they put on pay-per-view because
Yeah.
this bout was supposed to be
Yeah.
on free TV anyways.
I'll take it a step further. Not only do I think Benson Henderson, if he wins, gets a title shot,
Yeah.
I think if for some odd reason Anthony Pettis still isn't able to fight again, I think it's Benson Henderson versus somebody else for the interim belt.
I agree.
Yeah, I think for some reason I don't see Benson Henderson as the type of guy who would lose to another guy. You know what I mean? Like I think if he goes into another fight, Anthony Pettis, I think he'd be more prepared.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just a styles matchup. I don't know. 'Cause-
I think it was more of a mental thing when he fought him the second time, and
Yeah.
I think this time he's gonna approach it differently. and it's going to be to his advantage this time, and we're actually going to see a fight this time
And also,
that we expected to see from the first fight.
As a fight fan,
second
because
fight.
like when they're hyped up their rematch, all we saw was a Showtime kick,
Yep,
and their
the
bout
kick, the
and their
kick.
bout in WC was amazing. Fight of the year that year, awesome nonstop action from bell to bell, and then their rematch in UFC was over like in 30 seconds, and you
Yeah.
couldn't even tell if it was over or
Yep.
not. So as a fight fan, I felt so cheated at the end of that fight. Maybe that's why I still have like a bitter taste in my mouth when I see Anthony Pettis as the champion. I'm like, y'all was promised this epic bout between
But
you
you
and
didn't
Benson
get it.
Henderson, and I get anything. I got like, remember at the end, well, did he submit? Did he not
No,
submit?
for
What happened?
reals.
Did he tap out? And then now, like, so I want to see that match. I was promised one more time. So hopefully, I think if Benson Henderson does beat Josh Thomson decisively, I think he should get a top shot just because we should get that fight we were all promised, and not a little, one round. Did he tap out? Did he not tap out? Type of thing. So that's my feeling, anyways.
And this is actually a pretty interesting matchup, I think. Both guys are vicious standing up. But when it comes to the ground thing, I think Benson Henderson probably has
I agree.
An advantage to it. But the way Benson Henderson's mindset is, he wants to clearly beat you. So, I mean, yeah, that takes into effect. But I think he's going to try to stand up and bang it out with Josh Thomson
So
first.
from what I'm hearing from you guys is you guys are going for Benson Henderson winning this fight.
No,
not really.
no, because I really like Josh Thomson. Anybody that can knock out Nate Diaz or any Diaz, I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
And so I am a fan of Josh Thomson. So I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy this fight. I'm a rule out and say I'm not gonna pick one for the.
But
for
you're
this
not gonna
card.
pick?
Nope,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna pick for this.
it
one.
looks like though,
I'll
like,
pick the rest of the card, but I will not pick this main
But I
event.
think in order for things to run smoothly, like in the lightweight division, Josh Thomson has to win.
Has to win,
So
yeah,
like
I
it
agree.
would keep things in an even manner.
I
But if
have to-
Benson
I
Henderson
agree.
wins, then everything's
It's-
messed up.
Two top contenders on
Yeah.
top of the lightweight
'Cause,
that no one else can get
And then like
reached to.
we were talking earlier about Gilbert Melendez is out there, but he's lost to both these guys already.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like
But then you had that Russian coming up, so
Yeah,
that no
K-
one wants to face.
Khabib.
Yeah.
So
Khabib.
yeah, I think so. I think that just for things to run a lot smoother, Josh Thomson needs
Yes.
to win. That way we allow
It
contenders.
makes more sense
And then-
for
yeah,
Josh
and then
Thompson.
more
to win.
TJ
possible,
Grant's still out,
fights.
so I haven't heard anything about TJ Grant. Have you guys heard anything about him?
No, I haven't. TJ
So-
Grant.
Yeah,
No
it
news,
sucks. I mean,
no
the guy
nothing.
was like red
Yeah.
hot, and then he got
Concussion.
injured.
He got a
and-
concussion.
Yeah.
And then now he's pretty much
You,
fizzling
know
out.
what this reminds me of? Sidney Crosby from the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah.
He was out for a long time with concussion-like symptoms. So
Yeah.
I don't know if the
It's all every person's different. I mean,
Yeah.
So
That's crazy though.
yeah, because now if TJ Grant does return, I don't think he deserves a title shot.
it's been out too long.
Well, a lot has happened since his last fight. So.
Yeah, I think they still haven't ranked in his top 10. He's number 3 actually.
Oh wow! So,
Yeah,
so they still got him up there.
Yeah, but I wouldn't give him a title shot straight off the back
No,
coming back from
no,
injury.
no.
Yeah, I know. Actually,
Especially because
Even
of
though he earned
the
it.
way his injury is, you would like him to kind
Yeah.
of ease in.
the top 15 now is kind of like in the lightweight division.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird because like Benson Henderson, Gilbert Melendez, TJ Grant number 3, Josh Thomson number 4, Nate Diaz number 5, number
How's that
6 is
possible?
Rafael Dos Anjos, number 7 is Khabib Nurmagomedov. Your boy Daniel Cerrone is number 8.
My boy, your guys' boy,
number
man.
9 is Jim Miller, and number 10
Don
is Ray
Cerrone needs to
Maynard.
drop down weight
Is
class.
Michael Johnson ranked anywhere in there?
13.
No. 13?
Oh.
13.
Because he is the only one asking for the Khabib match.
Yeah.
And Khabib, if you look at Twitter, he was the one that kind of denied it. He was like, nah,
Yeah.
man, it's not that I don't want to fight you. I'm just looking for something higher up in the food chain. That's pretty much what he said.
Well,
yeah.
above Khabib is Rafael Dos Anjos.
But I think
Nate Diaz.
there's a false impression when Dana White says like nobody wants to face this guy. That guy clearly Michael
Yeah.
Johnson called him out.
Nobody
And-
who he wants to face wants to
yeah,
face him.
that's
so.
that's what
Yeah.
he should have said.
So yeah,
I think
yeah.
no one wants to be the stepping stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to point out too, number 11, Edson Barbosa, number 12, Bobby Green, 13, Michael Johnson, number 14, Diego Sanchez. He's up in the standings, baby. If Gabriel Gonzaga could do it, so could Diego Sanchez. And then number 15 is Rustam
That does not
Kamalov.
make any sense whatsoever.
But you guys
makes
said,
per- it ma-
remember,
it makes
about,
perfect sense
Travis
to me.
Bryan could do it, then Stipe could do it, then Gabriel Gonzaga could do it, then Diego Sanchez could do it.
Yep, it makes. I don't know what you're talking about. It makes perfect sense to me.
So yeah, I think if you look at if you kind of stand back, look at the lightweight picture, it's kind of a little fuzzy, huh?
It is. I think you don't have really that up and coming guy besides Khabib
Yeah. And
that can challenge
Yeah.
Anthony Pettis.
all these guys are coming off recent losses,
Yeah.
so nobody's really on a
I
hot
think
tear.
they're just beating up each other.
Yeah, that's really it. So could,
That's
actually,
really what it comes down
it
to.
could be
Bobby
a-
Green's on a streak, but
yeah, it could be a good thing, right? I mean, people are just losing back and forth. And do you guys prefer a guy running through the division or like this competitive nature where people are beating up each other?
that's hard. That's a
I don't
hard
know
question.
because Reigns always help out the sport.
Yeah.
But I mean, we had this discussion before,
Yeah.
and competition is more exciting for the fans. So it's like a ladder, I think.
No, I think a good reign will only happen if the champion's charismatic. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
If it's a boring guy on the top beating everyone, then no, that's not fun for anybody. So
But either way, this is gonna be an action-packed card. I
Yeah.
think it's free. People need to go check it out.
UFC on Fox 10 this Saturday, January 25th, 2014, from Chicago, Illinois. So check out your local Fox affiliate for all that great stuff, right? I think the prelims will be on Fox Sports 1 as well, right? So all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
Fox Sports 1, and then the pass. There's a pass, Fight Pass fight.
Fight Pass for the no more Facebook, right? It's on Fight Pass
Yeah.
now. All right, so that's that for today.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, I want to thank our first guest, Jason Hendrix, and then Mark from Redemption Martial Arts. It's a great interview. So check back next week. We'll have a full rundown of what happened on UFC on Fox 10. Maybe we talk about Benson Henderson not getting a title shot, or Josh Thompson's reign to a
Questions
title
in
shot.
the
We'll see.
lightweight division.
Questions, so many questions. So until then, make sure to follow us on Twitter at FiveRoundMMA. Subscribe to us on iTunes and YouTube. You can like us on Facebook. Check us out on Instagram. And be sure to check out OvertimeDanSoden.com, the first place you can read our articles and commentaries and editorials. And also check out FiveRoundMMA.com for our weekly web show and other great content, right?
Yeah.
So I want to thank all. Yeah.
Really quick, just also we're covering San Marino Valley College women's and men's basketball at the moment, and
Yeah.
we're also covering EWF. So check that out.
Professional
too.
wrestling, guys.
Yep. Well, since that's all we talk about sometimes. Too.
Yeah. So I want to thank the Madhouse clothing line, clothes for the fighter and fight fanatic. Go shop themadhouse.com and follow them on Twitter at the Madhouse MMA. Also want to thank Top Rated MMA, makers of 100% American-made MMA apparel. Go shop topratedmma.com and follow them on Twitter at Top Rated MMA. And a big thank you to Redemption Martial Arts for being on the
Huge
show
thank
today.
you.
Yep. And Albert, what do you got?
I just want to thank our executive producer, Guillermo Cita, our engineer over there, Ollie the Trolley, our sound engineer, Steven Razzle with Razzle Records. Awesome audio, like always. I'd like to thank everybody for listening.
Cream of the crop.